Hey Hip Hollywood, it's your girl Dawn Richard, and welcome to my listening party. It's the official one for Armor On. Thank you to DJ Charisma, she's amazing. We're gonna spin the EP. So here it is, you guys, Armor On. I hope you enjoy. I wouldn't say, thought I couldn't say. I'm saying it here, and I'm saying it with such fearlessness, you know what I mean? And I think that's kind of what Armor On means. You know, when you're able to stand in front of somebody and be fearless in what you have, you do have your armor on. It's our Hearts Have Arrived record. It really is kind of like we have arrived with this EP, and I'm really happy that we're leading off with this because it's such a confident record, and the way in which we approached it is super aggressive and super cocky, and I almost wanted us to be that way because I think the Hearts have been kind of perceived as this, oh, we love the world, and even though we are that way in our music, I wanted people to know that we are aggressive at this, and we want this spot. We want to be here. I wanted an album that if you open the lyric books, it could feel like a novel. Yeah. If you read through them, you were like, yo, this is deep. Like, that's what I wanted. And so Golden Heart it's the story of a warrior, a female warrior in every sense of the word, but in different eras of her life.
Right.
Okay? Golden Heart is the modern day Joan of Arc. It's the beginning, the naivete of a warrior. First beginning to get her armor, her sword. It was a lot of tracks, and it was very militant and very aggressive and very assertive and a little naive in its lyrical content, and a lot of metaphors, a lot of just mighty and, you know, this, I'm oh so great with my big old sword and watch me slay all of these dragons, and that's what I was coming into the music industry. The movement is the heart movement. It's heart music, and people are like, oh, that's so corny, but the only reason why I called it the fan base Hearts is because I hate calling people fans, because what we've kind of developed is something way deeper.
The new song, Blow. The album is Blackheart. You guys could pick that up now, right?
Yeah, the album is out right now.
Number one on the electronic charts.
Not only the album, but the video.
In the video.
Yeah, and we just got Pitchfork rating 8 out of 10. Nuts.
Wow, that's incredible.
And the review was just bananas, and Time Magazine came in and did an extraordinary review. I didn't realize this would be as critically acclaimed as Golden Heart was.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show you that at the end of the day, there are people out there who really care about this music and this art, and they really could care less about anything else.
Yeah. You were saying, Tracy, that, you know, it's you're making comparisons to her music, and some people that you feel like may have listened or could have been influenced.
Oh, yeah. I was having a conversation with some journalists recently, some music journalists, and we were saying how Beyonce's 7-Eleven, it kind of sounds influenced from what you're doing.
That's my first
sonically.
Time ever hearing that. I never even thought to, we so this, you know what I mean? I'm so used to just doing what we do, and a lot of people sometimes rejecting it because it is a bit different. It's, you know, people get scared when they feel singers put vocoders on their voices and auto-tune. They're like, why she can't just sing? They don't understand that it is an instrument. It is a part of the track. Not everything needs to be a full-out run and screaming. You know, like everything doesn't have to be that. Some of that can be just swag. Like it could be a intent for that. And I never even thought to think that. That's crazy. I'm honored that people would feel like that.
The tour.
I honestly don't even have no time to really think or watch if anybody is trying to do what we do, because we're consistently trying to evolve. Once we put out what we've done, I'm already trying to figure out the next thing. You know, already trying to figure out the next sound and what people aren't doing, so that we can figure out how to cater to that. I'm proud to say that, you know, I did it on my own, and as a black woman in this industry, as an entrepreneur, it makes me proud. And I think that's funny. People so badly want to talk about the negative things. You've asked me about TMZ, and you've asked me about the face shit, but no one ever asks, how the fuck do you stay number one every time you come out with no label? Every time. With no music on the radio? How do you put out video after visual with no income, no money, no help? We just did MTV hits with Blow. We just got that. How am I doing that with no one? That to me should be what's on the news. That should be what's on media. That should be what people want to talk about. How is a young black woman in this industry that is very, very one-sided, how is she able to still, after 9 to 10 years, be here doing that? I would love it if someone asked me that, and I would love it if that was the talk on my comment thread. That would be really fucking cool, because I could then give you answers. I could then talk to you, because that's to me not being done. You know, and if it is, we need to know more about it. You know, that's what I am grateful for, and you know, that's why I did it. I did it because it's hard to do, and if you can succeed in it, then you've done something. You've changed something. And with this hate that's going on and murder and killings and everything, it's just really good to see the positive in it all. Someone asked me on Twitter, what's the whole meaning behind Black Heart? And I said, it's, learning, like knowing that you can fly. You can't learn to fly without knowing you could fall. You have to jump, and that's what Black Heart is. It's this attempt to jump, but not being afraid because you might just fly. I think that's going back to the album. That's what redemption really means. It's about self-discovery and self-acceptance. And I think it's a time that we need it. It's a time that we need that validation for ourselves, that we can move forward and be great. And I'm really proud that this album speaks to that. And it speaks to the sounds of New Orleans. And it has all those kinds of tidbits in there to really remind people of where I come from. Redemption is your recovery. It's once you're at your lowest, you have nowhere to go but up. Nowhere to go but up. So it's literally your moment of your nakedness. It's you at your core, and starting to reflect on everything that you've gone through and realizing that you're at your best when you're yourself. Music has always been a passion. Art has always been kind of that thing for me. And then coming from New Orleans, it's just it's in us, and that's the motivation. I really love this. It's not a joke to me. It's not something like I want to be famous or it never was that for me. My father and my mother gave us really good lives. They were not wealthy, but they did well. We were in private school. They did okay for themselves. So I understand that music can be a good thing where you just do it and you have a good life. Right. So I just wanted to do music and have a good life. That was the aim. If anything else came with it, that's bonus. That's brownie.
Yeah, right,
that's brownie points. But for the most part, if I did what I loved and I did it well, then that was enough, and I could support my family. Then you're rich.
Yeah.
You're wealthy.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Just what I know. That's a Southern perspective. Yeah. It's an old-fashioned perspective.
It's a beautiful perspective.
Now,
that was similar to Lazarus, correct?
Yeah.
So that was more you going into that.
You better do your homework on me. You the first. They don't never do their homework. Yes. Even this new album, New Breed. It's a love letter to New Orleans, and it's exactly that. People always say, "Why you always got headdresses and headpieces on? Why you always wearing? You so extra." I'm not really extra if you walk 2 days in New Orleans. I'm pretty low key, but that comes from the influence of the Mardi Gras Indian. That comes from the streets of Bourbon to Super Sunday, where you see the tribes all out dancing on Mardi Gras carnival time. Or you go walk down the streets on just Decatur and hear some of the best drummers or see some of the best tap dancers you've ever seen in your life, and they're kids that are like 6 and 7 years old. That's just the way of our people, and that is kind of rubbed off on me musically, in fashion, and even just in choice in life. Like, I refuse to be told that I can't do something because I've literally lived through homelessness. I've literally lived through things where a city was completely forgotten about. We were a black city that no one cared about. We had a traumatic experience and no one helped us. So we helped ourselves. And in the midst of those things, we dance. We second line. We celebrate whatever we have, and we always look to be grateful for what we have and how to dance in the midst of it all. And that has become the anthem of who I am and how I approach my music and my style and everything that I've ever done in this industry. Yeah.
When does it come out?
My album comes out the 25th of January, so soon.
Okay.
And then it's an ode to New Orleans. The album is super soulful.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of the New Orleans traditions, the heritage that we have in our city, which is we have some really cool, thick culture, and it's rich. And I put it into this new record.
Will it have like bounce music influence?
Right, but bounce music, yes, it definitely will. But my way, done my way, which is always taking something, dissecting it, and bringing it to the future.